Hello everybody, welcome to our channel. We are the Bourbon Brothers. My name is Gavin.
I'm Jeff.
And today we are drinking Knob Creek 11-year bourbon.
Yeah, so this is a private select pick from a local liquor store, and it was actually the first time I'd ever seen Knob Creek as an 11-year-old product.
Yes.
So I'm expecting that to, sort of play heavily in the profile here of what we taste. But as you know, Knob Creek is one of the Jim Beam small batch lineups, and they've really started to expand their line recently in the last year or two. They have a rye, they've got the higher proof, higher age stuff to go along with their flagship Knob Creek brand.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see all these distilleries growing and expanding their product lines. Yeah. And I was really excited to find this private pick by Midway Liquors up here in Baltimore County by 11 years old. It's not something you see very often. You're normally just seeing that typical 9-year release. So looking forward to this one. Jeff, let's go ahead and take a nose.
Right off the bat, you can tell it's sort of that beamy Knob Creek product. You got that, prevalent yeast note. It is more toned down, I think, than other Beam products.
Yeah, I think the additional 2 years does kind of tone it down a little bit, like you said. Getting a lot of burnt sugars up front on the nose.
Yeah, there's some caramel there, a little bit of vanilla.
I think it's a nice, well-balanced whiskey. I know, as most of the Knob Creek bourbons are, it's fairly sweet, but a nice spice, a nice spicy backbone as well.
Yeah, there's definitely spice components with this as well.
And something we're getting a little more here than usual is a little more oak, which is nice. A nice roundabout finish on the nose here. So Jeff, let's go ahead and take a taste. Cheers. Yeah, it's certainly a Jim Beam product. The Jim Beam yeast is there, however, it is toned down a good bit.
Yeah, I think there's a decent bit of spiciness that sort of starts to kick in mid-palate. And I think overall, this really doesn't drink as 120 proof. No, I would say it's something closer to, that 195 mark.
Sure.
It's
definitely a very smooth bourbon. On the palate, I'm getting a nice little herbal note to it, some greens in there, a little grassy note as well. In addition to that spice component, majority rye spice, but also some black pepper as well.
Yeah. Up front, you get some of that sweetness, the typical caramel, vanilla type stuff. But I really, good spiciness to it, more so than the other products. And the Knob Creek, the regular 9-year-old one was one of our first videos, and just comparing it to this, I think it drinks a lot nicer.
Sure.
More well-rounded product.
I would have to agree. I'm getting a lot of a heavy sweet corn note. I think that's pretty predominant on the palate here, coming through in a nice sweet way. A little bit of that graininess to it as well. More or less typical Knob Creek Jim Beam style of whiskey.
Yeah, I mean this for me, I think exceeds expectations.
Yeah, I was delighted to find this 11-year bourbon. Shout out to Midway Liquors. I think they've been doing a great job with their store picks recently. Looking forward to what they're doing in the future as well.
And good value too, right?
Yes.
About $45.
Yeah, it's a great value. You're not going to find 11-year Knob Creeks just sitting around. And this sold out in like 4 or 5 days, I think. So I'm kind of kicking myself for only buying one of them. You live and you learn, right? But I think this is a very good bourbon. Jeff, the finish, I would say it's fairly medium in length. It's a nice warming whiskey. While it drinks smoother than it actually is proof-wise, I think it stays with you for a good while.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and its spiciness is sort of continues through on the finish.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, I think it's a very good bourbon.
Yeah.
Jeff, for our Bourbon Brothers review, how would you rate this Knob Creek store pick?
This tag gets a B+ from us for the Knob Creek 11-year, 120 proof. It's a very good bourbon, more robust than your typical Knob Creek, and I think the added flavor, I think, helps the overall profile a lot. Yes,
absolutely. Support your local liquor stores, when they do these store picks. Most of the time they'll let you taste it before you even buy a bottle. Yeah. So that's always a plus, and they're usually pretty good as well. So we hope you enjoyed the video. You can find us on Twitter at Bourbon Beer Reviews. Cheers.
Cheers.